Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is the 13th of
What?
February, 2026.
It's what now?
I just said it
Hold
is the
on.
13th.
Yes,
That's all I'm saying.
but I heard
I'm not
Friday as
combining.
well.
No, that
No,
was way
but
before.
I heard the
It was
two.
way before.
Yes, but they
yeah,
still.
No, that you got.
Okay.
I'm separating them
I
today.
see. Well, then we're fine. Then I guess
To
we
bring
don't have
us
to
better
worry
luck.
about that. Yes.
Yes, tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I decided to wear my heart sweater.
Look at
feel
that.
my heart sweater. You haven't felt it yet. Feel it.
You've
Just
got your
feel
heart
it.
on your sleeve.
Yeah,
I
just
see
feel
that.
it.
That's
Feel
very
it.
nice. Oh, that's lovely.
It's very soft and
It's
fuzzy.
very soft and fuzzy.
Uh-huh.
Can I borrow that later?
No, you may not.
Damn. Okay.
Good morning, everybody.
I
Yeah,
would just stretch the neck hole out.
yeah, you
Got a
might.
huge head.
I don't know.
So
Very nice
gigantic.
weather today. I'm super excited about this. If you guys need to get, if you wait, once again, if you waited to today to get that Valentine's Day card, first of all, there's probably not many left. You know, you'll go to this, if you go to the store today, what you're going to see is a bunch of red and pink envelopes.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
And all the good cards are gone because there's going to be like a stack of like 20, and you're going to read that card and you go, well, that's a crappy card.
Yep.
So, anyways, that aside, happy Valentine's Day because that's going to be tomorrow. And we're going to have kind of a rainy weekend, which isn't necessarily a bad thing when we talk
a bad
about
thing.
Valentine's
It
weekend.
is.
You know what I mean?
Being trapped
You
inside.
that's right.
Alone.
Hello.
By yourself. Just
Uh-huh.
sad.
This is
on
what
the
I'm
sofa,
thinking.
weeping.
Here's what I'm thinking
yeah.
for your Valentine. I'm
Yeah.
just spitballing an idea here.
Oh, okay.
You could easily carry Valentine's Day from Saturday,
Mhm,
say
mhm.
a Saturday lunch or dinner.
Yep.
You're celebrating Valentine's Day, but think ahead to Sunday morning.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
You get up, fix the pancakes with maybe some strawberries and whipped cream,
Ooh.
a little mimosa going or
Mhm.
something.
Mhm.
It's raining pitter patter outside,
Pitter patter.
and there you are with breakfast
Yeah.
for the next morning. Just trying to help you out.
Only problem here is that if you do Saturday night right, you're out of strawberries
Well,
and whipped cream.
right.
I'm just saying. You use them
Well, you
all
just
up.
buy double the amount you
Oh,
need.
that's a good
right?
idea. Yeah, I should do that
You need
today.
a can of whipped cream for
Yes.
for Saturday night, and then one for
First
Sunday
off, it's
morning.
pronounced whipped cream. to
And
be clear.
then you'll get up, take a shower, and go to church and ask God for forgiveness. That's what you'll do. Lord, forgive me. I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, last time I presented my now ex with breakfast in bed, and she did not appreciate it at all.
Why? What was that?
Well, I misunderstood. I gave her some uncooked bacon, a couple of eggs, and some oranges for squeezing, and I was like, "Get to work, let's go."
Did you at least give her a hot plate?
Yeah, usually that
No.
doesn't work out very well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of cloudy Saturday, 40% chance of rain, 69 the high, lots of rain. We've got like numerous bands that are going to come through the entire state of Alabama. It's just going to be a wash on Sunday. We kind of need the rain. High 66, so, don't think that you're going to be getting out and doing anything in the yard on Sunday unless you want to be out there and get soaking wet. And then next week, I just want to mention this, that the weather looks incredible for next week, the first half. We're going to see 70s. It's going to be like 70 on Monday,
Yeah, boy.
72 Tuesday,
Oh,
73 or 4 on
yeah.
Wednesday. It's just going to be incredible. So
Oh.
bring the rain. It'll be nice.
It's my Barry White voice.
I was gonna
pretty
say
good.
Barry White does the weather. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
70s, yeah, baby.
Whoa, that's kind of scary. Barry.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
hose me down, baby.
Oh, no.
What? 6:08 on time.
Yeah,
It's clearly Friday.
Clearly.
We have the cheese slid off our cracker just before we came on the air.
Yes, it has.
And
Oh, you want to say it happened that
Uh-huh.
late?
I want to encourage everybody, too. This is really big because we made this announcement before we really get going here.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to remind you guys that we made the announcement yesterday of our 10th anniversary Jawbone Jam, May 15th at Iron City. Tickets go on sale this morning for Brother Kane.
Yep.
I'm trying to read my own writing.
Stone
Stone
Horses.
Horses
There you
and
go.
Cattle.
Horses.
Thank you. Stone Horses and Cattle.
Now that's not one group. That's two
yeah,
groups.
Yeah,
Stone
right.
Hor-
Two groups.
yeah.
Stone
Although
Horses.
they could team up. They have
Yeah,
Stone
they-
Horses and Cattle.
Right.
That'd be kind of fun.
Maybe
Let's see
they'll
if we
play
can
a couple
get
of
them all
songs
on
together.
stage at the same time.
But here's the deal. The tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock this morning through Ticketmaster. We're telling all of you guys, because we know these guys kind of have a following
That's right.
beyond us, and we want you guys to be at our Jawbone Jam. They are
Your
our
job,
band.
your job
Uh-huh.
is to beat the Brother Kane fans to the punch and buy all the tickets.
Buy all the tickets.
Okay?
Get the tickets. Because,
We want
again, Iron City is not a huge venue, and there's no doubt this
Pretty
is
good.
going to sell out. Yeah,
there's
this
about- you
is
fit 2,000 people in there with a
yeah,
shoehorn.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can cheat a little bit, right?
We'll do whatever we have
Maybe,
to.
Yeah. But anyways, get your tickets this morning. 10 o'clock they go on sale. I don't even have a ticket price yet.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, and again, the money's going to the bands. We've
Right.
got to pay. These are big time bands.
Big time
Yeah.
bands.
And we're going to have so much fun. I'm so excited
I
about
am
it.
very much looking forward to
Yeah.
it. The best part of this is that I'm not doing nothing.
Well, it's nice for you and your band to take a break. My
Yes.
goodness, it's like, well, we need you at Christmas. Well, here's another Jawbone
That's right.
Jam. Will you help us out, Richard?
That's it.
It's nice you guys can,
You
know.
can only
come
ask your
enjoy.
friends to do so many free gigs
Right.
for you before they're just kind of like, you know what, Richard?
Yeah.
We found another drummer.
Or like this, I'm moving again. Could you help move boxes? No.
Oh, no.
This is your third move, Val.
Oh.
We're not doing it again.
Oh.
We're one and done.
Yeah. But I've got beer and pizza. Shut up.
That doesn't work anymore.
No.
No.
We're all
Write
old
me a
and
check.
tired.
Right.
Speaking of old and tired, I bathed a dog yesterday.
Oh, that'll take it out
That
of
was a
you.
bad idea.
How's your back and knees?
Not good.
Just one dog, huh?
Oh, just one.
Uh-huh.
But she has a medicated shampoo, so I had to stay on her for like 5 minutes.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
you kind of bent over holding the dog in place the
Yeah.
whole time, like, don't leave, don't run, don't go tearing through the house or anything. I woke up this morning, I'm like, what did I do yesterday?
Yeah.
Did I lift a boulder?
Uh-huh.
Did I become Sisyphus overnight? What's going on here? Yeah.
That's why I've limited it to one dog, because I had two that had the thick fur, and I was like, I wore myself out. It took half a day, and then drying them and everything else, I was like, oh no,
Yeah,
I can't do this.
that's me. Exhausted.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a
Oh.
workout.
Parrot Structural Services, parrotss.com, 668-2626. These are the guys who are going to fix your foundation if you have a problem with it, crumbling, sinking, failing, falling. They'll come out. They'll talk to you about what it is they can do. They did shore up a little section of my foundation once several years ago. Now, the thing is, since then, I've used them twice, and they both times they came out and they went, nothing wrong here. Nothing to look at. You're fine. Great. Good to know. They're the guys they're my go-to. They're actually on my speed dial, 668-2626. You can find them online at parrotss.com as well if you need a list of symptoms that could be signs that maybe your foundation is giving way. Parrot Structural Services, the only ones I trust. They're licensed, they're bonded, they're insured, they are E-Verify compliant, and they're my guys. They should be yours too. Parrot Structural Services, 668-2626.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
Well, Lee Zeldin, the EPA administrator, said yesterday that we can all say goodbye to the 2009 federal greenhouse gas emission standards, which were put in place while Obama was in office. Y'all remember those?
Oh,
We're
yeah.
like, what are all these standards we're having to deal with? This means that car manufacturers don't have to build vehicles with a start-stop feature that so many hate. Back then, the EPA said it found that methane, carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and 3 other gases endangered the public health and welfare, which put all kinds of restrictions on us and all kinds of new regulations. The other thing the start-stop feature did was to lower the life of our car batteries without any significant benefit to the environment, which actually made it worse because people were having to go through more batteries.
Yeah.
And then you've got the batteries. What do you do with the batteries? So in the long run, this was not a good idea. And I'm glad to see that they are saying goodbye to all of that.
It is out of here.
Bye-bye.
The start-stop feature is one thing that's just irritating, but there's so much more. Little things and manufacturing things and rules and regulations that they have put on businesses all over the place that have been very expensive, very difficult to comply with, and have done nothing. Nothing. I mean, we've lowered greenhouse gas emissions by 0.02%. Ooh, big deal, you know. It's this whole touchy-feely, we want to feel like we're doing something.
Yeah, well, they're not.
Knock it off.
Yeah. And I'm glad they are going to knock it off. Hey, if you were delayed in traffic on I-459 Thursday morning, we were talking about this shutdown. We now know the reason. A pedestrian was struck and killed by a vehicle traveling northbound on I-459. This is about 5:15 a.m. Bessemer police were called to the scene. This was near exit 6. The driver that hit the pedestrian remained on the scene following the incident and fully cooperated with police. The pedestrian was pronounced dead on the scene. Never a good idea to jump up on 459 and think you're going to cross the roadway.
No.
Or was it done intentionally? I don't know the answer to this yet. And I don't know that we will.
5:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, one has to wonder what was going on in somebody's mind at that point that they were trying to get from point A to point B, and they thought, I'll just run right across the interstate here.
Or I'll saunder across, and you can't saunder across.
There are a couple of
459.
bridges there. Morgan Road has a bridge that you could use. I don't know why they chose not to use that. That's why I think it may have been intentional.
It may have been, but anyway, it's just really sad to know that that's what it was. And finally, the Child Predator Death Penalty Act was signed by Governor Ivey yesterday and will now provide the strongest legal protections for kids here in the state of Alabama. Representative Matt Simpson and Senator April Weaver sponsored the bill, which strengthens criminal penalties for those convicted of felony sexual crimes against kids. Crimes of first-degree rape, first-degree sodomy, first-degree sexual assault of victims under the age of 12 would automatically become capital offenses, which would be punishable by death.
Bring it.
Once again, people have car accidents. That's why they call it an accident, because more than likely, they didn't intend to get into an accident, right?
Right.
You sexually do something to a child of that age, you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's not done by accident.
No.
It's intentional.
But these people are really, by the way, these people are really mentally deranged, as if we
Yeah.
don't know that already. But they honestly believe, and they can make themselves believe, that this is consensual.
No.
Yeah, it's
They
not.
can't consent to that.
In no way,
They-
shape, or
no,
form.
No.
They're children.
Well, and some of this, in case you all don't know, there are some other states that have this exact same type of act. It's a little bit different for each state, but for here, I think what happened in Bibb County really spurred some of these
Yeah.
officials and representatives going, you know something, we need to tighten up the laws about this, because we had how many adults, 6+ that were down in Bibb County that were
8, yeah. I think there were 8 of them. I tell you what, I would very much like to see every one of them get the chair, but this is not going to be retroactive. So
Yeah,
it's not
it
gonna
won't
work,
be.
unfortunately.
But that is what kind of motivated our elected officials to come up with some legislation that would make it a lot more severe. And I'm so glad to see it. And hopefully, the next time somebody's thinking about doing that, they won't do it because they know that they could potentially get the death penalty.
That may be all it takes. One could hope. 617 Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Your thoughts are always welcome. If you'd like to drop us a line at 545-9950, go ahead and text us there or call us. Download the app, easiest way. You can call us from there. You can text us from there. You can watch us on the YouTube stream on the app, or you can just listen to us however you want to do it. We would love to have you. We want to be in your pocket, basically, is what I'm saying. We would like to be in your pocket
Yeah.
24/7 if we can make that
Right
happen
there,
for you.
in your car with you.
We'll
wherever.
get this show up and lumbering under its own weight momentarily. Stick around. Jesus Jones. A lot of people don't know Jesus Jones, the son of a famous musician, Godsmith.
I remember when Jesus Jones, I was like, really? The band is called Jesus Jones?
Yeah.
Not Jesus Jones?
No, it was God. It
It
was
was
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
If they'd been Jesus Jones, they would have been a landscaping
I
team.
guess so.
They were a band.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or
different.
they
They
would
could
have
have done
gotten the
both.
Super Bowl halftime show.
That would have been good.
We're still, still getting back, hearing backlash on that whole thing.
Did you hear that 10 million people tuned out
Yeah.
from the halftime show? The largest drop off ever in the history of the Super Bowl. 10 million people were like, I'm not watching this.
it.
Like literally turned it off. Because normally if you see Super Bowl ratings, and they do this literally hour by hour, minute by minute, they start at a certain level and then they peak at halftime, and then they start to fall off because, at some point, usually in the second half, you have a pretty good idea of who's going to win. It's rare that you have that massive comeback like we had a couple of years ago. So, once you peak, then it begins to slide back down again. This went the exact opposite way. It started high, cratered in the middle, and then worked its way back up again. Like, wow,
Well,
okay.
I will tell you, and this is just my observation. The three of us were talking about this. We were interested when we first heard that Bad Bunny was going to be the halftime show. Just like my guy that came to the house the other day asking him about the Nancy Guthrie case, doesn't know anything about it. I think there were a lot of people that were clueless about it. They weren't really paying close attention. Now Bad Bunny gets on the screen and he's doing the halftime show, and they're like, well, I don't understand anything he's saying. And then they went away. They didn't know. There was a group of people that went away on purpose.
Sure.
And went to, TP USA to watch Kid Rock and all of that. And some didn't even know about that. But there were others that didn't know for the first time until he started singing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't understand anything. I'm not going to watch this. And they went away. And I think that's why you saw probably the huge
The cratering
drop.
that took
Yeah.
place. I mean, out of 139 million people, when 10 million people leave, it's not that big a dent.
Yeah.
But it's still more than have ever left a Super Bowl in the history of the Super Bowl. Like, wow. Okay.
It's just, it just didn't jive with everything else that was going on.
Did the
when
NFL learn its lesson? My guess would be no.
I doubt it. They're going to let Jay-Z probably do it again, and something else will be aggravating next year, and we'll, I guess, go through the same thing. Listen, if you are aggravated because you can't quite get together what it is you need to make sure that later in life you've got plenty of moolah to do the things that you want to do. Yeah, it is kind of tough to put all that together, especially if it's not something that you do every single day. Where to put your money, what to invest in. You got to think about Social Security, your kids' college, health insurance. That's a huge one now. All right, my friends over at the Knowles Group are ready to help you out. And don't forget, we're on top of the weekend. If you've not caught their show on the weekend, 2 to 3 on Saturday, 2 to 3 on Sunday, excellent information in that 1 hour. And you'll get to know the guys over at the Knowles Group. Danny's on there with them. Talking about all sorts of things when it comes to financial planning, and they're the experts in this. So if you haven't put a plan together, they're really great. We love them. They love Talk 99.5, and they love helping Talk 99.5 listeners. So it doesn't matter where you are. If you don't have a lot of money, don't worry about it. Let them put the plan together. That's what it's all about, so you can begin to get that nest egg where it needs to be. Danny Knowles and the Knowles Group, reach out this weekend. Maybe not between 2 and 3. I don't know. They'll have somebody that can help you out. TheKnowlesGroup.com, N-O-L-E-S. Look them up online, TheKnowlesGroup.com.
625 with Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk99.5.com. Olympic stuff. I was watching a little of the women's snowboarding.
How was that?
yesterday.
Yeah.
It was fascinating. It was the half pipe. There were a couple of Japanese snowboarders who were really doing well. Of course, we have our own. We have B. Kim. Actually, I think she's Japanese. And then Chloe Kim. Chloe Kim was the gold medal winner last year. And she has done this quite a bit and has been very successful. And she was in first place until one of the Japanese girls superseded her. Now, I'm watching this, and I'm just a layman. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, you're just watching.
Yeah.
You're just enjoying the
But
the music and the.
I could tell you that this half pipe snowboarding by this Japanese chick was exceptional. I
Yeah.
mean, I was just like, that is
That's not easy to do.
Oh, good Lord,
No.
no. I
Yeah.
mean, they're coming up the side. They're doing like backflips, 2, 3, rotations and coming back down again the other. I was just like that. That is an exceptional human being right there. That is somebody with almost superpowers. And then it was Chloe Kim. She had to come back, and she had just been eclipsed because they get 3 runs, and they take your best score out of the
Right.
3 runs. So she'd just been eclipsed, and it was like, can Chloe beat this girl? You know, she got one more point out of this. She's got to get one more point out of this in order to really get a good solid win in. And on the second attempt at what they call hits, where you're going up, getting airborne, coming back down again, and landing, she just fell. She just busted it.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the girls did. It was
Yeah.
like I've never seen so many, which is what made this Japanese snowboarder
Yeah.
so exceptional. Is that she was doing all this stuff, and she was flawless, and she looked very comfortable doing it, you know. And Chloe busted it, and she first thing she did was go over and congratulate the winner. She gave her a big hug,
That
and
was nice.
she seemed to be very. She's like, I want a silver medal. What am I going to be upset about that? You know.
Nah, you're at
Now,
the Olympics.
compare that to the skaters, Madison Chock and Evan Bates. This is quite the controversy. I was told yesterday by somebody who watched all of the figure skating, and she said, "Oh, Bates and Chock were exceptional. They were absolutely on point. They made 0 mistakes, 0 flaws. Somehow got the silver behind the French team. Now we're finding out it was the French judge who scored the French team very high, much higher than they
That
probably
is
should have
so
been,
wrong.
and stiffed the Americans
Yeah.
in order to make sure that the French win. And that's part of the problem with having, judges from the countries that are competing.
But you got to have
Involved in
somebody from somewhere.
You do.
I mean,
Yeah.
where
But
are
you
they
know
going to
what?
come from?
Latvia wasn't going to win. So Latvia could have done this.
Yeah.
I say that because the U.S. hockey team destroyed Latvia yesterday. Find some judges from the countries that maybe aren't going to be competing in this particular.
But here's the problem: you
Yeah.
still have the political part of it. They
Sure.
still have.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still going to be biased,
That's true.
regardless of what you think about it. You want the judges not to be that way.
You would like that.
It's really difficult.
The problem
But
is-
I'm with you. I'm like, maybe when it's our country or it's the French skaters or whoever,
Yeah.
you don't have judges from those countries. You try to keep it neutral. Otherwise,
Or just say, okay, that judge's score is not going to count. Because
Yeah,
the
maybe
USA
so.
score is not going to count on the USA people. The French score is not going to count on the French people.
Yeah.
Whatever, you remove that from the equation. I'm not sure how to fix this, but I remember years ago when a French judge was pressured by the Russians to choose them and give them a higher score. And later it came out that she was getting pressured. And so they said, all right, well, we're going to give gold to both the Americans and the Russians. And the American team said, we're not taking it. Either we won the gold outright or we're not taking it. And so they have never to this day accepted their gold medals, even though anybody watching that could tell you they won.
yeah.
So that's part of the controversy of the Olympics is I don't like any sport where you have to be told by someone else you won.
You should know
Yes,
that you won.
I have a problem with that, but it's all
Well, we tried that in
subjective.
basketball too, and that didn't work out too well in '72.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget that.
We're going to keep playing this game until the Russians win, damn it. 635 Talk 99.5. Talk. Excuse me. Talk995.com. You okay?
Thanks for doing that on the air.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
need, yeah, thank
Glad I
you
could help. You know,
for
just
that. Just a little bit.
look, we're warts and all here, man. We're very transparent on the Dixon
Warts?
Defining Show.
You got warts?
We're not shy about. Yeah, I do. You want
Maybe in his
something?
throat.
Yeah.
Crap. Oh,
Um,
warts and all, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we've always been transparent.
Mm-hmm.
That's just who we are. That's how we roll here, sister. Yeah, speaking of transparency, can I just I'm gonna pick on the FBI a little bit. Maybe I'm picking on the FBI. Maybe I'm picking on the Pima County Sheriffs. I'm not sure exactly. But this morning, here's the big news in the Nancy Guthrie case. Well, we've decided that guy we saw on the camera is a suspect. He's 5'9", maybe 5'10", with an average build.
No.
Well,
doubt.
there you go.
That's breaking news right
I'm
there.
pretty sure I can track him down. So we've had this video for what, 3-4 days? Didn't it come out like early this week?
Yeah, I think this is day 3,
Yeah.
maybe. Wait, when was I on with Andrew? And we were talking
That was Tuesday.
that when Bird was here.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Tuesday.
that was
I
It
thought
Tuesday.
that was Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
Was it? It was
It was-
Wednesday.
Oh, is it?
No,
Are
it
you
was
sure?
it was
Tuesday.
Tuesday because
Okay.
that was Bird's first day.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I came in studio with Andrew, and at just before 12 o'clock,
Yep.
when we went to break, that's when it came
There's
out.
the video.
There was the video.
So they just decided
Mhm.
that the guy wearing a ski mask with gloves and working on removing the camera from the door frame is a suspect. That was a big revelation, guys.
No.
Whoa, way to do. Did the Scooby-Doo gang help with that? That's amazing. Yeah,
No, not good.
Oh, and now they're asking the neighbors, like, hey, could you help us out with some camera footage? Help us out with it. Didn't we ask this already?
Yeah, it should be done because we're like day 13. Isn't that about where we
Yes,
are
yes.
with this?
Yes.
The other thing is, too, there was a lot of back and forth. Well, let me back up and then I'll come to this. There was another image that came out yesterday, another video of a guy with a backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Actually had 2 backpacks, and he was like putting it over a fence. I don't know how far he was from the Guthrie home, but they started going, "Oh, this is him. We've got another." No, then they realized this is not him.
Different guy.
The other problem was there's been this back and forth between the FBI and the sheriff there in that community. They found a glove inside the house
Oh, really?
early on.
Oh.
There was a glove and some DNA found inside the house.
Uh-huh.
That sheriff sent that glove and the DNA to a lab in Florida. Okay? The FBI finds these 2 black gloves and they want to send it to Quantico and have the DNA check there.
Right.
They start this whole thing yesterday about how the 2 are not getting along and this is terrible. They can't, get on the same page and that the sheriff isn't cooperating with the FBI. Well, the sheriff has come out and said, that isn't true at all.
Mm-hmm.
We found that glove early on. They didn't talk about it. It was a piece of evidence they
Right.
didn't want to talk about.
Right.
They sent it to Florida, and the sheriff actually went to the FBI when the FBI found those black gloves and said, look, rather than sending it to Quantico, let's send it down to Florida so that all of the evidence
It's in the same place.
is in the same place,
Right.
which makes perfect sense.
Sure.
And the FBI was like, yeah, that kind of makes good sense that we have everything there together. And
Now-
again, the media is doing this whole blow up that these 2 sides aren't working together. Again, there was a little bit of missteps in the beginning because the FBI wasn't brought in
Sure.
initially, but now they're there, and here's what's happened with it.
Here's my question. Where does Cato Kalin fit in? Is he involved in this at all?
He was in the guest room.
I hear about gloves and,
I don't know.
yeah.
But,
Mm.
it just send it all where all the DNA exists is what the sheriff is saying. Let's not separate it and have 2 gloves up there and 1 over here and get everybody working together.
Right.
That's all he's saying.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Which is why they're probably not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly right. Because sometimes,
Uh,
if law enforcement will tell you, local law enforcement will tell you that sometimes when the FBI comes in, it's like, you guys step aside, we got this. And it can tick off local law enforcement because
Yeah.
they're trained as well, maybe not to the level that the FBI is and had the experience that the FBI has on some of these cases when you talk about missing persons or somebody's disappeared or kidnapped.
Yeah.
But, they kind of know what they're doing as well. So work together, work hand in hand. Yes, the expertise does lie a little bit more with the FBI, but don't dismiss these local guys. You want them working with you.
Yes. And you always see this on TV. I think Die Hard, the movie, is a perfect example of, um, the FBI comes in and Dwayne says, "Hey, I'm deputy director, Dwayne, whatever. I'm in charge here," and the FBI says, "Not anymore." And they come in and they take over.
Right.
That's really not how it works. They really do work together. They actually come in and they say, "We're going to try to coordinate on these things because we need as many people as possible, and we don't need to duplicate, and have we don't need your guys doing one thing and our guys doing the same thing right behind you.
That doesn't make any sense.
We just need to make sure that we've got all our bases covered, and let's kind of spread people out and whatever." So that is a lie. That is a myth. The whole concept of the FBI coming in and just taking over. But there certainly have been cases where they haven't gotten along, where the local people
it does happen.
and
There's
the
no
federal
doubt
people
it
haven't.
happens. Yeah.
There might be some rancor or some animosity there,
But
whatever the situation is.
This is another case of the media, and I'm talking even some of the national outlets that are all over this every single night, of them not really knowing the facts, and that the sheriff did come out and say that and said, "Look, I believe everything should be together." The FBI is like in agreement with that.
Yeah.
Whether it's at Virginia and you move it from Florida to Virginia, or you take the two black gloves you've got and put them down to Florida with the other evidence. But I think the glove that's in the house is the glove that you want. That's the one.
It's pretty safe to say that that's probably one of the bad guys.
If it's from the bad guy, or was it left over? Maybe somebody was cleaning in the house.
Yeah.
Maybe Nancy Guthrie, for whatever reason, was doing something, and it might be something she left behind. We don't really know the answer to that. But the one in the house, if it is, that's the more important glove right now than maybe the other two. But you need to check out all of them, all of that evidence. But the backpack thing yesterday blew up on we've got the guy. Here he is over here. He's, a mile and a half from the house.
Yeah.
And
this is another one of those situations where you're just like, guys,
him.
you have to stop leaping at shadows and start paying attention to what's actually happening. But I will say, and it's, we're looking at this from a distance. You might remember that we felt this way about the Idaho killings as well. We were like, the police don't have any idea what they're doing. They may have a much better clue as to what's going on than we're seeing here. But from here, I got to tell you, when they're picking up gloves a mile and a half down the road by the side of the road, and they're going like, this could be something. I'm kind of like, you are out of ideas.
There's one more thing. There is a gray truck now that they're looking for. They said was in the area the day before, and now they're going back to cameras and looking for this gray truck to see if they can get a make, a model, maybe even a license tag. Wouldn't that be great? And check that out. That's the latest in this Nancy Guthrie thing. This person had to take her somewhere, right?
Yeah, obviously.
She's not walking down the road.
Oh, no.
This woman couldn't walk very far at all. She had a cane.
50 feet at
right.
most, yeah.
So somewhere there's a vehicle. And once again, we don't know what they already have, but that was brought out yesterday. A gray truck is a possibility.
Okay.
But you got to find the vehicle. You've got this person on camera now. Figure out the vehicle, and then you might be able to, trace that even further, because they had to put her in a vehicle. There's no way.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
what? Not on the back of a motorcycle or a scooter. Yeah. There's some form of transportation that she was loaded in.
This is being extremely thwarted by the light pollution laws that exist in that section of the world.
Because it's dark.
Well, I believe in those light pollution laws. I really do, because I think being able to see the night sky and enjoy is very important. But when your Ring doorbell camera can't see jack because there is no light, no ambient light, no light of any kind, and so we can't tell what kind of trucks are driving up and down that road.
No
matter
idea.
What,
Yeah.
So that's certainly
well,
part
and
of
you
the
know
problem.
that if they did load her up in that gray truck that they're looking for, they're going to find her DNA.
I would hope so if they find the
because she was
truck.
bleeding. She was bleeding.
But again, that's you got to first you have to find the truck, and second, it has to be the truck that they actually moved her in, if that is in fact the case. So again, we're on day 13, and this looks like grasping at straws. But I am looking at this from the other side of the country, only having the information that the media gives me.
Well, and we know that there's probably so much more that they know about this case. They're not going to put it out there. They're trying to find this guy, and they probably do have a lot more information. We've done this before, seen it,
Sure.
and I think what happens is the media gets frustrated. I'm not talking about us. Let them.
Right.
But national media outlets get so frustrated and they get ginned up. They almost start like jumping the gun on some of this stuff, and it's like, okay, maybe just move on to another story. Let these guys handle it. They'll get back with us when they get more information or really have a solid case. And the guy, the ransom is, not the ransom. They're going to give you money for information.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's now $100,000. They went from 50 to 100. Reward money.
Okay,
Thank
yes,
you.
yeah.
And there's a guy that's now saying, "Oh, well, I have information, and I don't want. I want it in Bitcoin." And I want to say to the guy, it's $100,000 now.
Right.
Tell them who it is.
Just tell them.
Collect the $100,000.
Yeah.
Ask him that you want anonymity and you don't want your name out, and collect your $100,000 and give the guy up.
If you really know,
Tell
you
it.
can do that.
Yeah.
But we're not playing this little
Bitcoins.
ransom type game.
I don't want my name
Not
out
playing
there, and I'm going to be a national rat, is what he said.
Yeah. That's
Just
probably
it's
true.
$100,000 sitting out there. Just tell it if you really know
Come on.
who the guy is.
Spill it. By the way, if you don't, you're kind of obstructing a police case.
Yeah.
646 with Dixon and Vining. We're going to chat with Debbie Schlussel. She is coming up next. .650 Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Dixon and Vining with you here. Got a lovely dry day today, 66 for a high. Tomorrow we get a little rain. Actually, we thought it was going to be at night. Now it looks like it's going to come in first thing in the morning. We're going to get some, and then we're going to get some more later. And then Sunday it looks like it's just going to rain all day. It's just going to be the way it is.
I sometimes it's really nice to have those kinds of days. Today is going to be magnificent.
Yes.
It really will be beautiful.
Let's enjoy
today.
it.
Enjoy it, and then some clouds and a little rain, but Sunday's going to be a wash.
Right.
Everything we see is just lots of
What
rain.
a great day to go to the movies.
Yes.
And find out what's out there with Debbie Schlussel right now. Debbie does politics.com, Debbie does movies.com, and Debbie does our hotline right now. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
Hi, doing great. Good morning. So there are 4 new movies at the theaters this weekend. If you want a Valentine's Day kind of movie, probably Wuthering Heights is for you. It was not for me. Wuthering Heights is, the classic novel. To me, should be treated like a classic traditional novel. And this movie, starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi, was more like a farce. It tried to be like a comedy and a drama. It was way too campy. There's a lot of stuff in it that just would not be in a traditional movie that I think takes place, in the 1800s or late 1700s, something like that.
Yep.
Just wouldn't take place, wouldn't be there. So the story, if you've read the novel, is that there's a woman who she falls in love with the servant, sort of, or the servant falls in love with her, but then she marries the rich neighbor or the rich person down the road. At least that's how it was in this movie. They did change some things from the novel and from the other movies that have been done from the novel. Margot Robbie's character is not likable. The Jacob Elordi character, I don't know. I didn't see him as this, but I guess he was okay. But I just didn't like the campiness. There's this mansion that the rich guy she marries has, and the decor is something you would find in 2026. It's not decor you would find back then.
Well, a big screen TV was a tip-off right there. Putting a big screen TV on the wall.
Well, they don't have that, but they have things that just are very modern and you wouldn't see them. And her clothing also is very flashy and made out of materials you would see now, not then. So it just kind of annoyed me. I didn't like the campiness of it. To me, the movie was like a bad porn movie without the porn.
Wow.
It was dumb.
All right.
So
No
not
Wuthering
for me.
Heights. Gotcha.
All right. Then Crime 101. This stars Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo. This probably was the best movie of the weekend. But the problem is all these movies, by the way, are longer than 2 hours, 3 of them. So the Wuthering Heights is like 2 hours and 11 minutes or so. This one is 2 hours and 20 minutes. It did not need to be. Runs a little slow. It's a little long. They could have cut out maybe like half an hour, but it wasn't bad. It's about this guy, Chris Hemsworth, he steals things. And Halle Berry is a vice president at an insurance company. She's trying to become a partner. Mark Ruffalo is a police detective. There are a bunch of robberies in California, in the LA area, going up and down this freeway, right near a freeway. Mark Ruffalo is trying to discover who it is. Chris Hemsworth is the guy, and Halle Berry is trying to become a partner, and she's somehow mixed in this. It was entertaining. But it was a little slow. It wasn't my favorite movie, but of the movies this weekend, it wasn't bad. If you want to see a thriller, I would see that one.
Okay.
Like I said, I wasn't bored.
Crime
All right,
101.
and then there is this movie, Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. This one is 2 hours and 15 minutes. Sam Rockwell plays this guy who comes from the future to this restaurant. He's come many times before. He keeps having to redo it to try and find people who will stop the 9-year-old who invents AI from inventing a cruel AI because it's in the future. He comes from the future. AI has destroyed the world. It's a social commentary against AI and people being tied to their phones and not living real life. I understand what they were trying to do, but it was too long. It became stupid and ridiculous, and I just didn't care anymore. It's not my favorite movie. I wouldn't recommend it. I'd rather see Crime 101. It's a little campy also, and it wasn't for me. Then there is Cold Storage. Liam Neeson is in this. Vanessa Zionist Hoodlums Redgrave is in it. I can't stand her. I thought she was dead already, and she looks kind of like it in this movie. And also Sosie Bacon, Kevin Bacon and Kara Sedgwick's daughter is in it in the beginning. I wonder how she got that job. I'm sure it was not Nepo baby stuff at all.
No.
But the story is that there is that Skylab, as you will remember, fell to the earth. It disintegrated. But some pieces, according to this movie, this fictional movie, fell to the ground. They didn't disintegrate. And there's a piece in Australia that had a virus that killed everybody in a town. And now, years later, it's in a storage unit that used to be a NASA facility, but it's now a storage facility. And Liam Neeson is one of the people who discovered it in Australia years earlier, and he's called back in because the virus could spread. So that's that movie. It could have been a great movie. It started out okay, but it just turned stupid, in my opinion. Not for me. I would say Crime 101 is the best movie. I would also recommend the 4th season of The Lincoln Lawyer. If you have on Netflix, if you have not seen the other 3 seasons, I would recommend those also for binge watching.
Have you seen the Dave Bautista, Jason Momoa film on Amazon Prime, The Wrecking Crew, I think it's called?
I have not, and I need to get to that. Did you?
I have not seen it, no. I was thinking about trying to maybe wedge it into this weekend on a Sunday when it's raining, if I can go enjoy it. It looks kind of silly and goofy, and there's nothing I enjoy more than a good action comedy. So that might be high on my list of priorities after I get done, cutting all the really long hairs out of my nose.
Oh, Richard.
Well, I may watch that this weekend too, and maybe we can compare notes next week. My biggest thing is, why are these new movies all so long? I can understand if you're at home and you're watching it in bits and pieces, but if you are at a theater, I don't want to sit in a theater for 2 hours and 20 minutes, plus the previews, plus the drive there and back. When you add it all up, it's like over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Almost 4, 3.5. That's, to me, do a little editing.
Yeah.
The Crime 101 movie wasn't bad, but make it shorter. I mean, I'm
reminded of Mel Brooks and Gene Wilder when they did Young Frankenstein. And they ran it for a test audience, and they just didn't get the response that they were looking for. And Mel said, okay, we're going to go back to the cutting room. We're cutting out everything that's not funny. Everything that doesn't get a laugh is on the floor. And that movie just clips along. It's fast-paced. It's funny as hell. And I've seen some of the stuff that they cut out, and I'm like, good move, leaving that on the cutting room floor. That was boring and stupid and unnecessary. I don't know why they don't do it either, Debbie. Like, these people need to figure out how to get a movie paced properly, and really 95, maybe 100 minutes is good enough to tell a good story, don't you think?
Absolutely. Like Crime 101, for example, 2 hours and 20 minutes long. I understand they have 3 different characters. They're trying to tell the story of each of the characters. But then, would it be interesting to see the dating life and romantic life of a guy that is a thief and who steals from people and does robberies? Maybe, but I'm not sure. And they go into that a lot in this movie. They go into just a lot of other things. A police detective doing yoga. I don't know if I need to see that.
If it ain't
It's not
moving
it's not an important part of the storyline.
It's not moving the story forward, then it should be on the floor.
Get rid of it.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate you as always. Have a great Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
A lovely
Thank
President's
you.
Day, and a happy Fat Tuesday.
Yes, happy all of those to all of you.
All right,
Thank
take
you
care.
much.
There you go. Debbie Schlissel, WDoesMovies.com. WSPolitics.com. Crime 101. I actually saw the trailer for that and was intrigued.
You're getting a lot of people hitting you up on the text line saying Wrecking Crew is really good.
Okay.
So maybe we do need to see that this week. It's on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah. Momoa and
I like
Bautista.
Momoa. I like him.
I like them both. I don't like any of their politics, by the way, so don't get me started on that.
We want to be
get me
entertained.
started. But yeah, that's all we're looking for is a good time, man. On a rainy Sunday.